All right, your busy night for a Pratt Pack Thursday will start here at Old Economy Village, and we have two amazing guests. They're getting ready for an epic event, their Bicentennial. Yes, centuries ago it began, and the dream lives on. Please introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, my name's Heather Hicks. I'm the site administrator here at Old Economy Village.
And?
I'm Sarah Buffington. I'm the curator at Old Economy Village.
All right, so where are we right now, Sarah?
This room?
Yes.
This room is the grandest room in all of Economy. This is the George Rapp parlor in the George Rapp house.
It is absolutely breathtaking. Do me a favor, Tina, just pan around the room a little bit, just so they can see some of the artwork and the antiques, obviously, so much more. Now, this event is going to be happening as a free event, and they're going to have carriage rides that are going to spill into Ambridge. They're going to have blacksmith demonstrations, all sorts of incredible things that are going to be happening. This is truly a crown jewel, not just in Beaver County, but the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So let's do some history now. Take us way back with the Harmonists. I mean, like the very beginning and all of this stuff evolved. Go ahead.
Well, it started in Württemberg, which is now part of Germany.
Okay.
And it was started by George Rapp. He was a charismatic leader that had thousands of people following him, and he broke away from the Lutheran Church. And pretty soon, the Lutheran Church, who was also the state of Württemberg, they didn't want him to be pulling everyone away from church so much. So they decided to leave and go to America. And they just heard about the Louisiana Purchase, and they said, that's the place for us. So they came here, four of them came here looking for land. But of course they couldn't find any land that they could buy right away because everyone had their money in Germany still. So they were just sitting on land waiting for people to come with their money.
So build it and they will come.
Yes, so they found Harmony, Pennsylvania, which is not too far from here. It's by Zelienople. And so they lived there for 10 years, and it wasn't quite enough for them. So they said, we're gonna move out west. So they moved to Indiana Territory, to what is now New Harmony, Indiana, and they helped form the state of Indiana, and that's pretty exciting. And then 10 years later, they decided to move back to Pennsylvania because they still liked it in Pennsylvania, and they settled Economy, and we're coming up on the 200th anniversary of that.
It's a big deal.
June 6th.
And this is where you come in, you being the site administrator, Heather. Lots of events, give everybody time, date, directions, everything that they need, and also the funding from the Commonwealth. You got to give those folks some props too. Go ahead.
So the event itself will be Saturday June 8th and Sunday June 9th. It will be a free day here at Old Economy. We're going to have all sorts of activities and demonstrations. We will have a arrival tent demonstrating what it was like when the Harmonists arrived. There'll be a Civil War encampment. We'll have woodworkers, potters, beekeepers, blacksmiths, coopering. So all of the historic trades, that is something we normally demonstrate here at the site.
Timber framing too.
Yep. And there will be tours of the houses. There'll be music. There will be a community art show, paint the town up at our visitor center. We do have a new bicentennial exhibit put together by Sarah. The Harmonists in their own words, which is using their letters and their recollections of their move to Economy as sort of the lines of the exhibit. And then there will be also celebrations throughout Ambridge. Our historic district is going to have carriage rides. There will be food tents and music in various other locations. There's going to be a hop-on, hop-off bus taking people throughout Ambridge to all of the businesses. Forgot to mention we're also having a petting zoo here, so there's going to be so many activities.
And the car show.
And the car show on Sunday, so there is so much.
And the church services.
Yes, history, so much that's going to be happening.
Recreating a church service from the 1820s.
So much happening here in Ambridge during that weekend.
Here's what's amazing, Sarah and Heather, how Ambridge has been such a thriving metropolis for so long. Everybody knows Merchant Street, everybody knows its history, but how it really all began in the infancy here that grew into this incredible place. and that Ambridge did so much generation after generation as far as the industrial power helping us win the war, the steel connection, and how today the thriving Main Street, and we're going to catch up with their mayor in a little bit at Fermata later tonight, but in its infancy, this really was the match that started it all. I mean, when you think of Beaver County and Western Pennsylvania, who we are, and the work ethic, it's like right here.
Mm-hmm. And Economy and Ambridge were side by side for a while. So yeah, the Harmonists sold the land to the people that made Ambridge.
And I'm just showing my lack of knowledge. I'm learning as all of you are, because there's so many moving parts here, and I didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of research, but I've had various people on my radio shows, I've talked to other people, and there's a kind of a connection with the P&LE Railroad. There's all, please, that's where I need you to fill me in. What's the
P&LE
connection?
Railroad.
Yeah.
That's a story. That's really, really neat.
See, I did a little homework.
So the Harmonists were involved in their own manufactures
Right.
when they were younger, but they were celibate, so they got older, they didn't have any kids, so they turned all of their money towards investing. And so the P&LE Railroad and other railroads were one of the things they invested in. They were also in oil, lumbering. They owned the town of Beaver Falls. You didn't know that?
No.
See that? Yeah. It all started with the Harmonists, so.
But now, it wouldn't be a celebration of any kind because those folks worked so hard they were not counting calories. So let's talk some food.
Oh.
You're gonna have some food at this thing, right?
There is going to be some food here, you know, kettle corn, traditional, sort of what I'll call fair food. I know up at the Orbits, which is one of our local bars and restaurants, they're going to have like a seafood boil and rotisserie chicken, and so they've got a whole slew of different foods up there. And I know certainly other restaurants and areas in town are going to be having features throughout that weekend as well.
All right, really exciting stuff. And again, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania understands the significance of this wonderful place, Tourism Bureau. They understand. You know, I'm old enough to remember when this was like a thriving metropolis. I mean, this was like Mecca. And obviously, as in everything, you have the valleys and the peaks, but now there just seems to be a whole resurgence. I have friends that like live in this community, bicycle in this community, walk their dogs, shop, eat. Main Street, every shop's getting a check, either rent or a mortgage. I mean, the mayor and them have done an incredible job, and it seems as though, once again, this place is putting everybody back on the launching pad.
Yeah, this place is thriving.
It is. So what else? Give me some other history stuff before I go.
What do you want to know?
Yeah, I don't care. I love anything you can tell me. I really admire the work you all do here.
Well, thank you.
All right, so tell me. History. That we would be amazed to hear that it all began here in Old
Do you know there was $500,000 here?
Where?
In the early 19th century?
Where'd
Under
you-
this house?
Really?
Yes.
Did anybody ever find that money?
People are always wondering about that money.
So it could possibly be somewhere underneath our feet.
It has been dug.
Really?
So, yes.
Yeah, that would make sense. Well, what's the folklore behind it?
Well, the Harmony Society was known to have a lot of money. So in the 1830s and 40s, there was a recession in the country, and the Harmony Society didn't want their money affected by that. So they took out all of their money from the banks in Louisville, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, any other banks. They took all their money out
Stash the cash.
and put it under the house. And so you can actually see one of the hidden vaults in George Rapp's bedroom on tour. So,
Wow.
I know,
That's pretty cool.
that's pretty neat. And that's how they funded the first payroll of the P&LE Railroad.
See, I knew I was on to something. Thank you so much. But before I go, one more time, tell everyone what they need to know to be a part of this historic event. And people are going to be watching this on this global phenomenon that is my Facebook and, of course, my YouTube channel. And no matter where you are, you can get here for this event. And if you love history, you're going to love what they have to offer. So please, Heather, tell them again.
So the weekend is going to be June 8th and 9th. It all kicks off on the 8th with a parade down Merchant Street, which will then conclude with a celebration with cake and ice cream. Afterwards, the site here will be open for the next 2 days. And it will all be free. There will be carriage rides, which are by donation only, a car show on Sunday, the historic church service. So there will be something happening here all week long. And on Saturday, we'll also have a hop-on, hop-off bus that's free of charge that you can take throughout Ambridge, and you can enjoy many of our businesses one of which you're going to be going to next.
Yes,
So,
Fermata.
yeah.
Really looking forward to it. My son, that's all I ever hear, Fermata. So we're gonna head down there and check it out. You're gonna get the last word because you've been so kind to let me come into this historic building and spend time with you and Heather tonight. So go ahead.
Well, I just have to say, Ambridge is going to be the place to be that weekend. That's
So you've been here for over 20 years.
mm-hmm. 22 years.
You must absolutely love every aspect of this
I
place.
never get tired of it, and I'm always learning more.
Every day?
Just about.
Hmm.
It's a fascinating history here.
And by the way, not only am I going to link it to their Facebook page, but you also have a Bicentennial page,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you both. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank
All right.
you for coming.
Believe me, I'll be back. All you got to do is
You
phone me.
better.
All right. Hey, listen, this is what I want you to do. Stay with me tonight because we're heading to Fermata, truly one of the most popular places in Beaver County, and it is growing as we speak. And we're going to talk to the mayor and the council president to get you caught up on all the amazing things that are happening here in this community. Stay with us. It's your Pratt Pack.